guys, to another Drink with Eddie Irvine. Eddie, I'm still on that Gerster Radler because people have noticed anyway by now we're always doing two in one.
Well,
Second thing we're talking about today would be your 99 season alongside Michael at Ferrari, which obviously was the closest you ever got to being champion. And I always found interesting that there's one aspect of that season that never really got covered in the history press, if you want to call it that way, which was the Magny-Cours event, where you were asked by the team, if I remember correctly, to let Michael through, which means you lost 1 point in the end, and that one could have been a really interesting point for your championship in the end. Tell us a little bit about it.
well, for some reason, I was always very quick at Magny-Cours. There was no bumps at Magny-Cours. It was very smooth, so I think it suited my style in a way, which is strange because I was very good at Monaco, which was very bumpy. So I don't quite understand it, but Magny-Cours I always went very, very well. And it was wet. I remember Michael was really struggling for some reason. We never did understand why, but I was much quicker than him, and I don't think I let him pass. I think I was told to stay behind him, so I was just sitting there, going very. For me, it was very slowly. My car was much better on that day than his for some reason, and I just had to stay behind him. And I don't know where we finished, to be honest, but yeah, it ultimately cost me the championship. But there's many things cost me the championship that year. The basic problem was we weren't as fast as the McLaren. The McLaren was a much faster car, and we were kind of up there because we had made fewer mistakes than McLaren. Hackett in combination, we had more reliability than them, so we were kind of slower but made less mistakes, and that kept us in the fight. But ultimately, the faster car won.
Yeah. We stick to that Magny-Cours point. I'm having a sound issue now. Should be okay again. When we stick with that Magny-Cours point again, it only cost you the championship. If we consider in the last race, Michael would have let you through again. So, would you have been okay winning a title like that?
I think you win a title whatever way you win a title. If I had a McLaren, I wouldn't have had to let Michael let me through.
Yeah.
I think we didn't have the car that McLaren had. There's lots of guys won championships with having won a lot less races, having been a lot less competitive. So you win it for whatever reason, and the numbers at the end of the day add up. I lost Le Mans having led it by a mile until the last hour, and so there's lots of instances where you win even though you shouldn't, and there's lots of instances where you finish second when you shouldn't, and whatever result you get, that's motor racing, and that's sport, so you take it.
Yeah. We're going to talk about Le Mans in the next one because that one's coming up again as well. Going back to 99, anyone in the media had a feeling that Ferrari really only wanted Michael to be that first champion ever since Jody Scheckter. Did you have the same, or did you get the same sort of feeling inside the team? Or did you feel fully supported in that second part of the season?
No, I wasn't fully supported because of the situation. The situation was Michael was the best chance for them to win the championship. Michael was now not a contender because of the broken leg. We knew our car was nowhere near as fast as the McLaren. We knew Michael was the only man that could make the difference. And so they stopped developing the 99 car and started developing the 2000 car. And they were developing the 2000 car from, 5 months before they would normally start developing it, something like that. So the 2000 car came out, and we know the story of it. It was an amazing car, and it was a huge step forward, and it beat McLaren on pace as well as reliability. So it made sense for them at the time because they thought we didn't have a chance of winning in 99. And to be honest, we probably didn't. Looking at it very logically, we knew the car wasn't good enough, and I wasn't Michael Schumacher. So it made total sense. And if I was told, I would have done the same thing. It just so happened that I won the next race, and we scored very well in the next few. Mika made a few mistakes. We made a few mistakes, but we made less than them. So in the end of the day, the better combination won, I think, for sure. But it was a fun year. It's a shame. It was great fighting for the championship. But in them days, it was really, if you weren't in an Adrian Newey car or Michael Schumacher, you didn't fight for the championship.
Yeah. I know you're friends with Mika Salo today, and he obviously stepped in for a couple of races when Michael was out. Was that when that friendship, where it originated?
No, because we were friends in Japan.
Before
Like,
already? Okay.
yeah, we raced together in Japan. There was a whole group of us: Jeff Grosnoff, Mara Martini, Apicella, Ratzenberger. You know, there's a whole group of us, and we used to all hang out together. So we had a good, fun time out there. And then um, I got into Formula One. Then Frenson came and Mika came. So it was nice to see these guys coming in because very good drivers. That the Japanese series was a fantastic series. It was a lot of money. That we got a lot of testing, a lot of tire development. So it was very good experience for drivers out there.
Anything else you remember about the '99 season that's worth telling?
Um, it was just a crazy year because my fame went through the roof. The attention I got was insane. The difference it made, and obviously it was a shame we lost the championship, but um, that led on to the Jaguar thing, which could have been amazing, but really Jaguar didn't understand what it took to make it.
I know it's a stupid question actually, Eddie, but would you swap your Jaguar years where you earned a lot of money, which we talked about last time, for the World Drivers title in '99?
For sure. But I don't think I would have had to swap one for the other. If I think I had won the World
You
Championship,
probably would have done both, yeah.
you know, um, I enjoyed the Jaguar experience because it was a very good education on how not to do business. It really, because whenever you're with good teams, like, I'd spent several years at Ferrari where Todd ran a fantastic organization. He had really good people, and I probably didn't understand how good a job Jean Todt had done until I went to Jaguar, and you see how big a mess you can make it and how that mess was made. And that stood me in good stead going into business, 'cause as soon as I left, obviously, Formula One, I went into my own businesses, and having seen the failures, it was an education.
Yeah, and it seems to work out quite well for you, Eddie. So thanks a lot. Cheers. Thanks,
Cheers.
guys, for watching, and bye
Thanks.
bye.